Welcome back. So in today's live demo of this AWS training leading to AWS practitioner certification, we are going to learn about roles, right? So let me first create one EC2 instance. Um, Give me a second. Let's do it from scratch as before. Go to EC2. Then we know we have already seen like how to launch an EC2 instance. I will go with very minimal things, the free tier things, which is Amazon Linux, and instance type is the free tier one, which I have already chosen. And key pair login is, I will choose already existing one. Networking also same, no changes. Existing group I will choose the one already created earlier, and I will launch the instance. Right? Till the instance is launched, I think it's already running. No, pending, it's coming. Okay, so I want to show you the concept of what we are going to do today. So let's say we have a EC2 instance, right? This is my EC2, okay? And this instance wants to talk to your service called AWS. Any of the AWS services. It can be your S3, it can be your IAM, or whatever it is, right? So let's put it as, let's say, IAM. And we know like what is IAM service in AWS, right? Means identity access management, where we can check on the list of users, groups, roles, and other things, right? So we want to access this particular thing through EC2, and the best practice is by assigning this EC2 a role which has the authority and permissions to actually query this particular service. So let's see like how to do that actually. Okay, so let's begin here. We are all into the EC2 console again, and if we click on the instance, it's already running. We know it's public IP address and other things. And let's say we don't have an IAM role here, right? Yeah. Now, if we connect to this instance, as we understand how to connect, I'm not going to go in details on that step. I'm using EC2 user, the first connect option, which is a very simple one. And by default, AWS Linux version EC2 instance comes installed with AWS CLI. Sorry, there's a typo here. So yes, we have AWS CLI, which means we can run some commands, right? So let's say I want to list the users for this particular AWS accounts, and I want to see who are the users through the command line, right? See, I get the option that unable to locate credentials. You can configure credentials by running AWS configure. So if I do AWS configure, I need to produce or create some of the configurations and fill in the things. For example, AWS access key ID, secret access key, the default region, and all these things. Default output permission, none. And this is absolutely no thing here. It's not a best practice. Instead, what we can do is we can create a role. But let me explain you why it is not a best practice, because you are storing your access key and secret access key, which are the gateway to your EC2 instance. And anybody who has this access to particular EC2 will be able to actually get this particular secret access key and your access key IDs, which is a security breach. And he will or she will be able to create other EC2 instances and run multiple things. Even they can create a like C5 large or higher level of instances which are not free tier and run their own services there, right? So this is absolutely no. And the way we are going to do it is we are going to create a role first. Okay, so role will always come under IAM. Let's let the IAM management console open, right? We go to roles and we see like there are some already defined roles here, but we want to create a role for this particular EC2 service. So we'll choose the option AWS service and we will choose EC2, go next, right? And I will expand it and I'll see like what are the services available for IAM. Okay. So you see, I have IAM full access. IAM full access means I can create, delete, or modify the users from the command line, but I don't want to give this particular role or access to this EC2 instance user. So I'm just giving IAM read-only access. Let's go ahead. Name, I'll give it as IAM access my role. IAM read my role. Okay. And the policy already generated here. Read only access, and we will do create role. Then the role has been created, right? Okay. Now this role has been created, and this is created by us manually. These are not AWS created already existing roles. Please remember this fact. Now, if we go to this particular instance, or let's go back to our EC2 instance. We go to the instance here. We will observe that the IAM role is empty because we have not attached that role to this particular EC2 instance, right? So how do we do that? What we can do is we'll tick this box or the running EC2 instance box. Okay, is there any network issue? I think so. EC2 instances. Give me a second. Failed to edge. I think there is some network issue. Give me a second. Let's see it again once more. And maybe I will check it with my this thing. Yeah. Let us see how does it look now. Okay, we are back to BAU, and yeah, this is the. So we'll click on this and we go to actions and we go to security and modify role. And what we are going to do is we are going to add this particular role, or rather attach this role to this particular EC2 instance. And it says successfully attached this role to instance ID this. Now let's go to this particular instance ID and see what's there. You see, earlier it was blank, but now there is this particular role attached to it. Now let's connect to this particular instance and see if we are able to list the users, which we were not able to do earlier, right? Let's connect there. And let's see. AWS version. Again, there is a typo. here. Okay, now let us see if we are going to get the users, which we could not get last time because we didn't have the rule attached, right? AWS IAM list users. And here you go. So you see, I have all these users in this particular AWS account, which will have access to this EC2 instance if they have access to this particular console. And this is the way we understand about roles, right? So I hope this has been a learning lecture to you all. And if there are any questions, please put your comments on the YouTube channel and we can take it further from there, right? Okay. Thank you guys and see you soon.